I'm a developer. What can I say? You said developers, let's dive on in. I'm here with the M17 guys, and what's your call signs?
I'm KC1 AWV.
And mine is Sierra Papa 5 Whiskey Papa.
And what's going on in the M17 project world?
So today we're here at Hamcation to show off some of the hardware that we've been developing. This is OpenHT. It is a, well, why don't you tell us about the OpenHT? You know more about it than I do.
It's an open source handheld developed by us 100%. We use the discovery board for the user interface. The board that is at the back, you can't see it right now, unfortunately, was designed by us, and it has SDR transceiver plus an FPGA to control all the DSP stuff, perform the modulation and modulation, also digital. So this radio supports all modes, and it's dual bander. It's not very popular to have 70 centimeters and 2.4 gigahertz support in a radio like this one. So that's something new. And as I said, also the case is our old design, so we can 3D print it. And yeah, it's a QRP handheld, so it's not like 1 watt output, it's more like 20 milliwatts, but still it's going to support M17 3DV natively. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And it's all open source, designed by y'all, board and the software.
That's right. Exactly, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And anything else y'all showing off today? What is that? I was eyeing that earlier.
Yeah, so this is something that's pretty new to ham radio world. Actually, the design itself, it's not really new. It's a hotspot.
A hotspot? Okay.
Built around a chip that is not yet popular in amateur radio. It's CC1200.
That's a new chip to me.
Yeah, it's from Texas Instruments, if I remember correctly, and most of the hotspots now they use the ADF7021, which, of course, they do M17, but the signal coming out of it it's not very clean. And the CC1200 is recommended for new designs. It's not obsolete part, and the output that goes out of that board actually conforms with the specification.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Our spec.
And what is still active development, or we can get this right now?
This is a demonstration board only, so this is something like pre-alpha.
Okay.
I have developed the firmware for it, running on the micro here. That's an STM32 in a QFN package, so that's also something new. It's not. That's a different kind of package, so it doesn't have any leads like visible, right? It's like something between BGA and the other one that is popular. TQFP? No, TQFP. Yeah, so this is not QFP, this is QFN. Without leads. I mean, leads are there, but not exposed.
So when you do get ready to release, is this going to be a kit for people to put together, or you're just going to sell the complete boards and you put it on top of a, what's on the bottom there?
That's a Raspberry Pi Zero.
Ah.
Yeah.
02.
Nice.
So I believe we are going to, well, I don't know if we are going to sell that, but the design is probably going to be in the form of just ready-to-use device. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. I'm curious, what is that little guy right there?
Well, this is, we've been calling it the T-Tower.
Yeah.
It's the Liligo T-TWR. It's an open source HT based on an ESP32. Monobander. So this one is UHF. We've been working with G-Nice RF for the RF side of it. They have a firmware that they usually load onto it, which is closed and nobody can mess around with it. We asked them to provide us with a whole design. Liligo provided us with a whole design that had no firmware on it at all, and we built our own. Well, OpenRTX built their own firmware to go onto that RF chip that's in this radio, with the end goal of it actually being able to support M17. However, this version right now is not capable of doing that. The audio path is not available to us to bring it into the MCU in order to be able to create the baseband to send out.
Yeah, so you cannot use this with M17 stream mode.
Right.
So no voice, only packet.
Only packet. But the next version that they're coming out with, 2.1, has all of the modifications that were suggested by OpenRTX built into their next version. A couple of engineering samples have gone out to the team so that they can go ahead and review it. If everything looks good, then Liligo will start producing that, and it will be an M17 voice-ready handheld.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
as far as we can tell, this will be the first M17 capable handheld off the shelf.
Off the shelf.
Right.
I like that. I like that. I love everything y'all are doing. If we want to go help support you or find out more information, where do we do that?
Our website is m17project.org. Our fiscal sponsor is Open Collective Foundation. There's a link right on our website. You can click on that, donate to a 501c3 that handles all of our financial stuff. They accept donations for us.
We need devs.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need developers
We need
too.
Devs, hello, we need devs.
So what? Okay. So I'm a developer.
Yep.
So if you don't mind, let's dig a little bit into it. What type of developers? What are you programming in?
C.
C, mostly. We have a
Solid C? Are we going to make Don happy, or are you going to make me happy with C++?
If you could actually take the library, we have an M17 library that's written in C. Anybody can go ahead and port that into C++, port it into Rust, port it into
Python, maybe?
Python.
To expand what we have already.
Yeah, but right now, most of the stuff that we're doing is in C. The reflector system that we have is C++. Some of the other code that has been written by other people outside the project has been C++ or Rust or Python. But we're focusing on trying to get more software support for M17. So through that library that was written by Wojciech, a lot more is capable out there. You can build it into another piece of software or into another piece of
What
hardware.
compilers are you using? Is it all CMake? Is it Visual Studio? Is it Eclipse?
I use Makefile and GCC.
Make and GCC? Oh man, old school.
I'm old school. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I do Visual Studio,
Yeah,
but with
that's what I do.
Makefile
Yeah.
built on top of GCC or running in Windows,
Yep.
their compiler in Windows.
Right.
But I've started to be doing a lot of CMake, and it's getting annoying. What is this stupid macro? I know it's there. That's pretty cool. So I'm assuming then it's all running in Linux, mostly a small small embedded Linux.
Yeah, a lot of STM32.
Low level.
Low
bare
level.
metal.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
A lot of the development is done in Linux. There is some Windows development that's happening. The M17 tools. What is it? M17 RTX, right? The one from.
The M17 tools.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes, that's for Linux and Windows.
Yeah. So there is a modulator and demodulator that can be used on Windows already. It works pretty well. I've used it quite a bit at the lab, and I tied it in with SDR++ to be able to determine whether or not a radio can handle M17, and it works really well.
Are you using any open source libraries or anything?
It's everything that we do is pretty much written by us, except for Codec 2. That's the only real software library that we use outside of anything else that's currently available. I mean, if you want to get into like the GUI stuff, there's a lot of Qt stuff. There's a lot of LVGL. Yeah. So we use standard tools and standard programs in order to and standard libraries to really bring all of the stuff that we work on.
Is your code on GitHub? Is it
Of
open?
course it is.
100% open source.
Yep.
GNU licensing.
Yep.
Regular GNU.
Yep. Everything that we're going to be doing is either GPL 2 or 3 as far as the software. It's going to the documentation or CERN. We also have Tapper licenses on the hardware. We're using GNU free documentation licensing for the documentation that we're writing. So it's all open source.
Documentation. No one writes documentation.
Well, yeah, we do, and unfortunately, it is a little slow going. So even if somebody isn't a programmer, they could actually come in and help us with the documentation as well. So that'd be great.
So where can a developer want to how can a developer get in contact with you to say he's available?
We have a Discord that everybody's welcome to join.
Link to Matrix.
Yeah, link to Matrix, and it's there's a link right on our website, for people to click on.
Yeah.
They can come right in and start talking to all of us. We're on there all the time.
Thank you.
We forgot about KiCad.
Oh, KiCad. Yeah, we do
also
use
develop
KiCad
hardware.
for. Oh, KiCad.
Whatever.
Which one
You
is-
know what it means.
Yeah, we use that for the hardware development.
Yeah, so this was designed in KiCad by DB9 Mathis over there in Germany.
The same one that made the original MMDVM hat.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got one of those.
Yeah, I got one over there, and I think everybody's got one.
Awesome. I think I'm out of questions. But Steve, and I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. Wojciech. I still slaughtered that. Sorry. Thank y'all both for coming on. I appreciate it, and you have a good hand fest.
Thank you.
So this is for y'all,
All right.
and I can't sit it on a water bottle.
Testing, 1, 2.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Can you hear me now?